You've tried various methods of pant pattern. Anytime you draft it, there's always one or two issues. And sometimes when you draft it, it's perfect for some clients. And other time when you use the same pattern for another client, there's always one or two issues. There's this secret nobody is telling you about, and let me tell you now. There are numerous ways of drafting pant pattern. And the two recognized ones are we have the freehand drafting and we have the pattern drafting. Now note that these two has their different ways of calculation. You have different methods of calculating, and there's one thing about the pattern drafting for pants. Whenever you use the pattern drafting for pants and its calculation, you would never have issues when you're dealing with a plus size client. But when it comes to freehand, with a freehand pants pattern, there's always one or two issues when you're drafting with a plus size client, and sometimes maybe petty size clients. And most times in my online classes, I always say it's advisable you know how to do both, because there are times when you have to apply this freehand and there are times when you have to apply the pattern way of drafting a pant pattern. So now in this, I'll be teaching you guys how to draft freehand pattern, the calculations needed. Note, this is a woman's pattern drafting for pants. So I'll teach you guys the measurements. I'll teach you guys how to draft the pattern, the calculations you need, and we'll go through the sewing process. Note, if you want to learn how to draft the pattern pants making process, you have to register for our online class. So let's get into the measurements. You need your waist measurement. That's our waist measurement. Our waist measurement is 29.5. Turn it back. So did you see the placement and where it's sitting? So that's the waist measurement. So next is the hip measurement. So this is what we have for the hip. So our hip is 41. So next is to get from her waist to her knee length. This side. Now we'll put the measurement tape on her waist, then get her knee length. So this is her knee 22. Then get her full length. Her ankle length is 39. Her full length is 41. Next is to get the ankle circumference. Your legs are apart. Tilt. So you get it. You measure her ankle, round it, turn it back. Yeah, tilted. So that's the ankle circumference, 17. Turn your front. Then lastly, you get the thigh. The thigh circumference. 8. Turn your back. So did you see? Turn your side. Turn your front. So that's the thigh circumference. So next, you get her ankle circumference. I mean the first one, and then you get her knee circumference. And knee circumference was 17. 17. Then next, move back a bit. Next is the ankle circumference. That's it. Which is 13. So now let's get into the calculation for the pant pattern. Your waist divided by 4, we have 29.5. 29.5 divided by 4 will give us 7.375. Now we have the hip divided by 4. Now the hip divided by 4 is 10.2. Next we have the thigh circumference. So now the thigh circumference is 29. Note its thigh circumference is divided by 2. 29 divided by 2 will give you 14.5. So that's the thigh circumference for this, 14.5. Now when it comes to the new circumference, let me take it up. The new circumference is divided by 2. Now we say 17 divided by 2 is 8.5. But most times I always divide my new circumference by 4. I will tell you why when we are drafting the pattern. Now 17 divided by 4, we have 4.25. So we have 4.25. Next is the ankle. The ankle is 13. 13 divided by 4 is 3.2. So now we have the crotch measurement. Now for this freehand pattern, in order to get your crotch length, we'll do the hip. Hip is 41. Your hip divided by 4 would give you, so now let's have it, 41 divided by 4 would give you 10.2. So now this is our crotch measurement for the freehand pattern way of drafting pants. So now let's go into the pattern drafting. We want to draft the pattern for the pants. So now all you need is your pencil, your eraser, your straight ruler, your curve ruler, and any pattern paper of your choice, either brown pattern or white pattern, but for me I prefer white pattern paper. So now let's proceed. I always make sure I just draw like 2 inches above to mark my starting point. 2 inches above. So now I've done my 2 inches above. Next we'll be needing our crotch length. In order for us to get our crotch length, we did crotch divided by our hip divided by 4, which is 10.2. That will give us our crotch length. So now from this line I marked 2 inches below my pattern paper. This is it. I come down 10.2. From here I come down 10.2. So this is 10.2. There we have it. Then I go to the middle. I would also measure my 10.2. Okay, so there we have it. Now to the edge of the paper, come down 10.2. I would mark it. Now I'll connect this together. I'll connect that other one together. Let me switch. So we'll connect it. So after getting our crotch length, I'll label this my crotch length. So I'll label this as C, which is crotch length. Then this 2 inches above the line, I'll label it as W, which will become my waist length, my waistline. So the next measurement is to get my new length line. Now for my waistline, don't forget the first line we labeled was our waistline. From my waistline, my taper is going to be on 8. Then I'll come down. My knee length is 22 inches. So I'll come down 22 inches. So whatever you have for your knee length, that is what you're going to come down by. So I'll go to the middle of the paper. From my waist length, I'll come down 22 inches also. Then I'll go to the tip of the paper also. I'll come down 22 inches. So whatever you have for your knee length, that is what you're going to mark. Note, everybody have different new lengths, so you have to take their measurements based on their heights. So we have 22 inches here. I mark it down. I'll use a straight line to connect. Okay. I'll label new length. So I'll label it as K, which is my new length. So the next measurement is our ankle length. Our side waist to ankle, like I showed you guys on how to measure it, is 39 for her. So I'll measure 29 from my waistline. Don't forget the 2 inches below from the waistline. Then I'll mark my 39 inches. Then I'll also mark my side waist to floor, which is 41 inches. Then I'll go back to the middle of the paper. I'll do the same thing, placing my tape on the waistline. I'll come down 39 inches and 41. 39, 41. I'll mark it down respectfully. Then to the tip of the paper, I would apply the same thing. 39 and 41. Next is to do a straight line to connect them. I'll do a straight line to connect them. And I'll also connect the ankle length. So I'll label ankle length, that's AL. Then the second one I'll label FL, that's floor length. So now after we are done labeling, we'll start imputing our measurements. So now, for us to input, we do hip divided by 4, which is 10.2. So from here, we would mark at 10.2. We mark our hip here, 10.2. That's below the crotch line. Then we'll go above the crotch line and also mark our 10.2. Did you see it? Then we'll use a straight line to connect. So next is to get our crotch circumference. Don't forget, this line here is our crotch circumference. So our crotch is 29. 29 divided by 2 is 14.5. So we are going to impute 14.5 for our crotch circumference. Did you see it? Would mark it out. So next is to impute our waist measurement. Our waist is 29.5. 29.5 divided by 4 is 7.3. Now from the hip area, don't forget this straight line we would the hip will come, would measure our 7.3. We take it inwards and measure our waist measurement. That is 7.3. Now don't forget we needed our hip line, and we said we came down on 10.2. We also measured our hip line on our crotch line. We measured our hip line on our crotch line and also on our waistline. Now to get our exact hip line, we're going to come down 8 inches below the waistline. So you measure 8 inches. Then you come to the middle of your paper also and you measure 8 inches below the waistline. Start to connect. I'll reconfirm my measurement. From the waistline, we'll come down 8 inches. then we connect. So that's our hip line. Now for us to get, we need to curve our crotch line. So I came up similar to where the hip is. That is where I'm going to curve it. Don't forget this hip line. That is where I'm going to take my curve ruler to. Can you guys see how I place it, the placement? You take your curve ruler and you curve out the shape. That is our crotch for that. So next is to get the midpoint, our thigh circumference to the edge of the paper. Now in order to get the midpoint, we're going to measure it. 14.5 divided by 2 is 7.2. Did you see that? Next, we're going to measure the same thing below our new length. So now after getting the midpoint, we're going to come to the new line. From the edge of the paper, we're also going to mark out our 7.2. Then we'll also come to the ankle length and also mark our 7.2. And we'll come to the floor length and mark at our 7.2. After getting that, next is to draw a straight line to connect it. So that would be our midpoint. We'll connect it. That would be our midpoint. So the next on the list, we are supposed to input our new circumference. Originally, your new circumference is meant to be divided by 2, but since we are going to split it 2 ways, we have to divide it by 4. So that's our new circumference divided by 4. That's 17 divided by 4 is 4.25. So now the 4.25, we'll get the midpoint. This is our midpoint here. So we'll place our taper in our 4.25. So 4.2, I'll mark it. Then also the midpoint, I'll place my taper and also mark my 4.25. Now if I measure everything, 17 divided by 2 is 8.5. I have my exact 8.5 for my new circumference. Okay, did you see? Next is to get our ankle circumference. So no, this is our ankle line. So our ankle is 13. Originally it's meant to be divided by 2, but since we are splitting it both ways, we're dividing it by 4. So 13 divided by 4 is 3.2. So now don't forget our midpoint here for our ankle line. We're going to input 3.2. Then for the next part, we also input, go to the second place it on the midpoint and input our 3.2. So next is for the floor length. Whatever we have for the ankle line, we're going to impute it on the floor length. So 3.2, get the midpoint, you mark it. You come get the midpoint again, you mark it. So 13 divided by 2 is 6.5. So exactly 6.5, come here exactly 6.5. So next is to connect. Next thing we're doing is we are connecting our lines. Now for this now, from our floor length to our ankle length, we would connect it with a straight line. Then we'll come to our new length and would also connect it with a straight line. Now for our thigh length or thigh circumference, we'll use a curve ruler and place it here. Not too curvy. We're not using the curvy side, but we just need it to have that curvy shape. So we'll connect it with our curve ruler. Did you see that? So now we've gotten our new length. Next, the other side would also do the same thing. We'll draw a straight line to connect to the floor length. We place our ruler again to the new length and also mark with a straight ruler rather, to connect it. Now the next thing is to connect from our new line. We're going to connect to our crotch length. So now this is how you place your curve ruler, like this. We are connecting to the crotch length. So it connects. Did you see? So next is to connect our waist back to our hip line or crotch line. So this is it. So you place it this way. You know, the first way we placed it this way and connected. So the next way you're going to take it the opposite direction and you're going to connect back to your hip line. Now sometimes it's optional based on what you want. If you need hair a bit lower, you either come down 1 inch or 0.5 or 0.7. But for me, I'd come down 0.5. Did you see? Then I'll connect it back to my waistline. Did you see? So now we are done with the front. Let me show you guys what we have for the front. So now this is what we have for the front. Did you see? We came down here 1/2 inch, 0.5. Then we connected it back. So we want here a bit lower. That's the hip. And that is what we have for our front pant. So now let's get our back pant. Now for our back pant, you note that this is our new waistline for the front, okay? For our back, we're going to come out 1.5. Did you see? From that down line, we come up 1.5. And for me to get this, because I'm supposed to connect here to here, for me to make sure it's accurate, I'll mark my 10.2, confirm if it's that. Whatever I have 10.2, I'll mark it to make sure it's accurate. I rule a straight line to connect. Don't forget we came down 1.5, so this is our new waistline. So for that 1.5 we came up by, we'll go in 0.5. Did you see? We're going 0.5. Now for this, our crotch line, we are coming out 2.5. Note it varies based on individual thigh, which is going to be taught in our pattern pants drafting. So basically we go out 2.5. So now I forgot to tell you guys. Now you know this is our original thigh circumference and we don't want here to be very fitted, so we would basically come out 0.5 inches to give it that ease, to avoid having those crease lines. Then from here, now this is our new thigh line, will come out 2.5. Did you see? So now this is our back crotch line. So next thing is to basically draw a straight line here. Now from this point would come out 1 inch. Did you see? To get our back curve accurately, we come out 1 inch here. So next is to connect with our curve ruler. So note, this is our back, the place we went up by. Then we take our curve ruler, we make sure it aligns, make sure it's touching this line. Wherever it is, it stops. That is what we are going to do. So yes, so from here we are going to shape it out. So now this is our back crotch, and this is our front crotch. So we connect this part back to the waistline. Next thing, we are going to clean off this extension to avoid confusion, and clean up this line also so you don't get confused. Don't forget where we came down 1 inch. So now this is our back crotch and this is our front waistline. Now, like I said, this was originally our curve line, so now we came out 0.5. So since we came out 0.5, we're going to clean this one and redraw it to avoid, to give us that easiness we want, rather than avoid crease line. So that is our new crotch length for the front. So now for this knee line, will come out 2.5 also. Then we'll connect this. So did you see? Connected, it came out 2.5 from the new line. Then we connected it back to our 2.5 where we came out for the back and used our curve ruler for it. Now for our ankle circumference, we're also going to come out 2.5 on here, 2.5. Then we are going to connect with a straight ruler. Don't forget your rule. Your rule with a straight ruler. Now this is what we have for our pant pattern. Very easy and straightforward. So now this is what we have for our pant pattern. This is a pencil pant pattern. So did you see? This is how we have our pencil pants pattern. Did you see? So now for me, when it comes to our straight or pencil pants rather, I don't want this like sharpness. So what I do is I would just blend it in. I'll just blend it in most of the time to give that balance I want. Did you see? So most of the time I just blend it in to make it straight to avoid that sharp edge. So I'll clean up this. So did you see? Like I said, sometimes I don't want that like sharp bend too tight, so and I want here straight, so most of the time I just blend here together to make sure it aligns properly.